African gentlemen at the takeover. Walk out for my people, yeah, protect them. Even if me say not the last supper. Jump from the plate like a grasshopper. Me, I must still get money for my hustle. If I no get enough, I go walk till I get. Swagger for chest like na amigos. Best in the game like the Beatles. Spark in your face like na angel. Galakuta pronounce that video. Wind my waist like Falipu. Slam your brain like Pascal Siakam. Smoke my enemies like Shisha. My ego big like a bank account. African gentlemen are the takeover. Walk out for my people, yeah, I protect them. Even if it means not the last supper. Jump from the plate like a grasshopper. African gentlemen are the takeover. Walk out for my people, yeah, I protect them. Even if it means not the last supper. Hey, I must go get don't got money for my hustle. Yeah, yeah. If I don't get enough, I go till I get. Hey, I must go get don't got money for my hustle. Yeah, yeah. If I don't get enough, I go walk till I get. African gentlemen are the takeover. Walk out for my people, yeah, I protect them. Even if it means not the last supper. Jump from the plate like a grasshopper. I must go get money for my hustle. If I don't get enough, I go walk till I get. Call them my money, oh. Money, 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 money. Yeah. Bring the girls on my table, oh. Bring the girls and the drink, and the drink, and the bring back. Stanley, yeah, no there for you, oh. King Kong, number one, number boom, boom, boom. King Kong, they there for you, oh. Go. Generational something, oh.
What's up? This is your boy Stanley, another one and only King Kong. I'm live on Hall of Fame with Alan Leonga. Pa.
Yeah, you're welcome, Stanley. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start from your base. Tell us about your childhood. Where are you from? Where were you born?
Wow. It's kind of like hard to talk about my childhood because I find it weird talking about the same things for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm basically Stanley Enow, and I'm born in Cameroon. I'm born in Bamenda, and yes, I was born in Bamenda. I'm a Bangi boy, like it's been said in my songs. And so I'm pretty much a Cameroonian musician, and you can call me the African gentleman. Yeah.
Okay. So how many siblings do you have?
I do have 6.
Oh.
I do have 7. Yeah. So we're initially 8, but now we left 7. So we all doing good, and we are super blessed.
Amazing. So are your both parents still alive? Are they still with us?
Oh yeah, they are pretty much alive.
Okay. So would you say you were born with a silver spoon? How would you describe your childhood?
I would say I wasn't born with, I was born from very modest background. You know, my mom, my dad. If you follow me, you hear my songs. My dad was a soldier. And my mom used to work at the DO's office, So and she used to be a Presbyterian church elder as well. So grew up pretty much in a tough and a very Christian background, because having a soldier and also having someone like an elder, it was like some kind of a soft, hard kind of territory at the same time. Having a lot of beautiful siblings and super, super great. It's been great fun, growing up as a beautiful child, going to the Presbyterian church and, having dreams, grew up in Bafoussam, and definitely, envisioning my life to become better. I actually was, if I passed my École Normale examination, my teacher's training, like I'll probably be a teacher right now, or I'll probably be at either Enow or be at I'm a journalist by profession by training even by profession because, I've been on TV for so long, I've been working on TV for so damn long. And doing voiceovers, doing just a lot of different things, hosting shows, from my university days, going to Veuillez every now and then. There were like events like Dynasty Awards, like just like some very big school parties that used to happen. And then, I used to go and propose my services. I'll just wake up and want to MC probably, my friends used to be at Sacred Heart College, so they used to have like their parties. I'll go and try as much as possible to just be the MC, just be around, just show people love, and so it's pretty much beautiful.
Okay. So how young were you when you discovered that you had a passion for music or for entertainment?
Right from elementary school, what you call primary school, what you call nursery school, yeah, because during nursery school events where you have this mass graduations, I had to say poem, and just my posture, as a young child saying my poem, I had a lot of bravery and courage already that garnered a lot of admiration from, my teachers and all of that. So it's been really, really, I think it's something that just happened from birth. Yeah. So, it's been a while. Yeah.
Now, did your dad have what was his dream for you? Did he want you to follow in his footsteps, or he wanted you to follow your own path?
Back then, every kid, every kid from that generation or from such very Christian homes, it's either your parents will love you to become a doctor or an engineer, but I just have my own path, so started doing radio right from school, like when I was in high school, just to have a little moment on radio, freestyle, rap, and all of that. So it's been a while, man. It's crazy.
Okay, cool. Now, you as a practicing journalist, how would you describe that career, that stage in your life?
That was pretty much nice, but that was just like a way for me to get into the media space in Douala, because coming from Bafsan back then, Bafsan was just considered as a village. So a lot of people didn't really give a chance and an opportunity to people coming from those other parts of the world, if you're not from Douala or Yaoundé. So even people from Bamenda or Boya, especially as artists, we're not really having, the opportunity to thrive in Francophone areas like that, They had to integrate, so it took a lot of time. Yeah, I had to come and start doing radio. I was doing Boa. On the legendary Tony Nabadi's show on Canal 2. So I was having I was a columnist, I had this little column, I was hyping a lot of artists, they used to call it news, and on Boa I would just be hyping a lot of different artists, a lot of different people, go online even with my school money, just find out what this artist is doing, what a lot of artists are doing. So before even becoming somebody that took this entertainment game to some other horizon, I'd already been serving a lot in the background. So I think that was a beautiful phase, but it also led the door to what happened next, because it's just been a beautiful ride, and I know the best is still to come.
Okay. Now, I learned that you were an amazing animator. You want to try something? Just hype. Let's hype your music. Let's talk about your project. You're going to be releasing it tomorrow. I'm talking about Takeover. You want to try something?
Hey, yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Stanley, the one and only African gentleman. Welcome to my show. This is Hall of Fame with the one and only King Kong. So I'm taking this show. I'm driving it today. And yo, you're going to be watching something exclusive, the behind the scenes of my brand new video and it's been shot a couple of days ago or a couple of months ago, sorry, with my boys, Mr. Check, that was in Douala. Then we also went to Nigeria where we shot with, my boy Alien Visuals, and we colored the video in Ghana. So it's a multi-purpose and a Pan-African project that you're about to watch. So, watch the behind the scenes. But you know what? Before you want to do that, make sure that you follow all my social media pages, watch the show, make sure that you subscribe to whatever channel you're watching right now, and know that the best is still to come. So stay glued. After the transition, we're going to connect King Kong. Bah!
Okay. If I were to rate that, that's like 1 million or something, Like, do you see yourself returning to the screens, like having your own show, your own podcast, something like that?
Probably on the podcast level. I have a bunch of very intelligent team members around me in the Motherland team that are journalists.
Okay.
All by training, and some of them are music heads. And I think it's going to be great for us to just find some time and just create a podcast where we can just sit and just chit chat, and there's a lot of podcasts that we love. We love watching on Apple Music. There's a lot like, B. Simon, like, my brother Ebro, of Apple Music. Like, there's a lot of different people that, we love watching, and we think we can just sit down and, contribute heavily. On the podcast level, yeah, probably on the TV level, I'm not really sure, because I have a bunch of, stadiums to fill.
Okay, very well. Now, my last question in regards to you once being an animator, what are some techniques that young animators like myself need to know?
I think it's art, like, it's just art. It's just being in that position where you want to try as much as possible to own your space in everything you do. Just own the camera. When you're talking to the camera, when you're talking to the audience, know that a lot of people are bored, a lot of people are in pain, a lot of people are grieving, a lot of people just want to relax. So you should have like that all in one. Try to picture yourself as the happiness provider when it's your turn, you know what I mean? And don't rush too much, don't be too slow, just be in between, and try as much as possible to know that you are the prize. Captivate your audience, tell them, work for them, serve, be in that position where you want to serve, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people that I know that may have shows that are not interesting, especially if they are receiving people and they've not really done their research about them. Do your research about people that you want to like interview. Like, for example, I would appreciate less if I come to a show and you ask me when I started singing, because if you're Cameroonian, you ought to know when I started singing, because you just ought to know, right? If I go to a foreign country where I am penetrating and people don't really know me as a guest on the show, now I can start doing all of that explaining. I was born in the West, I was da-da-da-da, now it makes sense. So probably, if I am a young journalist, I'll be like, hey, Mr. Stanley, and we knew that you grew up in Bafoussam in the West region, and it's so cold there. Tell me about it. Now you've brought me memories. Then to tell me where was I born, or where did you grow up? People have to do research, especially now that we have, the internet. It makes the interview, or it makes the subject a little bit more captivating, so that you can be like, oh wow, so that your host is impressed. Like, or your guest is impressed, or even your audience is impressed, so that you can bring more out of that person, and so that it should not be boring and da-da-da-da. So I think it's just about bringing your own touch and bringing, shows that are beautiful, that are like conversations, like your show. This show is very beautiful, it's very conversational, like people just feel like, they are, they're in the house and probably just professing and just speaking. So I think it has to deal with. It has to go along with a lot of preparation, and one thing too, probably you just have to also trust your producers if it's a TV show. Trust your producers so that they should probably know what's your best angle, what is your best angle to, what's the right time to talk, what transitions and da 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 da, And I think the best thing to do is also avoid long shows because they may be boring. The lesser, it is, it's better because you have to make people have that appeal for you. And after, probably, if you have like a show that is a weekly show, you have like the weekend show that can be a longer version with different people, different activities. You could build a community. And yeah, I think there's just a lot, like today there's just a lot to really make TV fun as compared to before because people are into reality TV, people want to see different stuff. There's colors, there's, and I don't know, that's more of perspective because for me, I don't really think I know that much to be giving advice.
Are you serious? No, you said quite a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Myself, I think I've learned a thing or two from it. Okay, now before you started singing, did you ever see yourself? Did you ever envisage that, okay, someday I'll be touring the world, I'll be celebrated? Did you ever see this coming?
Yes. Nothing that happened to me has been, it's not luck. I've always envisioned where I wanted to go. If you know me from back then, like in school, if you see like my school friends or my schoolmates, if you see my real schoolmates, they'll tell you that whatever this guy is doing today, he told us that he's gonna do it. You know what I mean? It's already word of mouth, like already professed, what I really wanted to do, where I wanted to be. But now the speed at which God made it possible for me was what was surprising to me because you aspire to become this, but you don't know when it's gonna come, right? So I'm amazed today sitting down and saying that I'm 10 years in music. Like, you're like, wow, and it's 10 amazing years of a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. You learning and just growing and. Me, I'm still feeling like I'm just a new artist starting, right? Because, it's just a mindset kind of thing.
Now, when you became popular, became the King Kong, how did you learn how to manage fame? Because we see a lot of artists, we see a lot of entertainers, they're still struggling. They don't know how to go about it. So how did you know how to put yourself together, how to carry yourself?
I think I'm still struggling too. I don't really know how to put myself together. I'm just learning as well because the failure is going to come the day you feel I think you can be learning, but you're also applying the little techniques that your people teach you, like feedback that you get from, your brothers, your family. Now, I'm very, very blessed to have a very beautiful family. Big shout out to my big sisters. My sisters will always watch my interviews and tell me, yo, boy, it doesn't work like that. What you're saying is not correct. Or when you were speaking, it wasn't clear enough for people to listen to you, right? Because I remember in the beginning, when I used to be on TV, I would speak like I was on stage, so... a bunch of big brothers. For example, I remember President Chop Chop one day after a Jumbo TV show that we did was like, yo, Stanley, we love what you're doing. I love you. You're my guy. You're my little brother. But I think that we have to redirect the messaging, the way because I was in my, you have to know that is for stage, right? When you want to speak to parents, you want to speak to kids, you want to speak to people that may not have known who you are or are still supposed to be people that have to get glued to who you are. Because today we're in the internet era, right? Like this interview, we're doing it in Cameroon, yes, but mind you, it's going to be seen by a bunch of people that don't know me.
Sure.
Every opportunity you have to be in front of the camera is an opportunity to sell yourself. to those who know you, and to also recruit a bunch of new people that might want to get to know you and definitely love you. So every moment is an opportunity. But I don't really know. I don't think I do master anything. I'm learning. Till I have a bunch of people around me writing songs for me. I start writing, they come and complete, and da. So I just believe I'm just a young kid that knows nothing, that wants to learn and definitely touch the sky. Yeah.
So now, when you decided to become an artist, a rapper, you started as a rapper, yes? How much of the rap industry did you know in Cameroon?
Oh no, I know a lot. What you're
Okay.
talking about, I know a lot. Like a lot of people that are even doing what they're doing right now, they don't even know the history of how it started, and that's a big problem. The problem we have with Francophone, predominantly speaking Africa, is that there's a problem of documentation. A lot of people, and especially in terms of the media field, there is not like a coherence in terms of a legacy that is, let's say, I don't know the people that you wanted to be like. I don't know if you're continuing from what they left, but bringing your own touch. But maybe you're just starting something new. And if you're not going back into those books from our mamas, the Rose Pierres, the Mbeki Divas, all of those are mamas that I pay, big allegiance to, you know what I mean? The Ansangs, rest in peace, you know what I mean? Like, having a generation of people that can treat information to trickle down to another generation, because people just start and just think that, okay, yo, this thing just started like that. No, there is a history. If you are into show business, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing well now, but you don't know that Crotal or Big Basie or Ex Malaya or Racine or people like, One Love, or people like Nabil Furel, people like Randy P, people like PC Divine, were the people that started the game at a certain level, then it trickled down. People like VBH, Mr. Baba, like, a lot, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have acknowledgement for a certain era, you may not be someone, there's going to be a disconnect. Tonton Buddha, people like Mr. Ndongo, people like, Dr. Slay, people like, M1 Emingumba, people like, there's like chilling music, like there should be a place where people can read what happened for them, because if you don't know where you're coming from, you may not really know where you're going to. So that's why you see there's a lot of spiritual weakness, because people don't really, and if they don't know, they cannot acknowledge, right? I remember before I started doing radio, before Cameroon music became what it's starting to become, people did it, and they did it in their own echelon. You have to respect that. Like, there's a lot of people that may not like who Stanley and I is, but I have to acknowledge who they are, because they did a lot of great stuff. You know what I mean? You cannot not acknowledge people like Valsera. Like, what you talking about? Like, when I was doing Started Demand, I was an MC. I was an MC. I used to interview people when people used to stand on the line to go audition for Started Demand and all of that. Bro, you had Lettre Président by General Valsera. That was huge. You know what I mean? What you talking about? Like, those are people that filled venues here. People like Don Jumper, people like Kana Talks. Like, I think there should be a bunch of young people that can be able to move in acknowledgement of what happened before. For example, when you look at Senegal, you see people like Dara G, people like PBS, right? Positive Black Soul, of which you have the big brother DJ Awadi, who's become now a very big show organizer in Senegal. But even the biggest rappers in Senegal right now, like the Deep Dudungisis and all of that, I'm very sure that they do pay allegiance to those guys, because there is being some sort of documentation of what happened, right? Like, like people can see those things in the files, like referencing. If there's no referencing, it becomes a little bit problematic. Like, you can be the boss of your time. That's very cool. But you need to know that there was a Busta Rhymes of his time that was the reason why you are in this era. And make sure that in your soul, you salute that person, you know what I mean? So that your own lane, your own reign may be long, right? Because it's not about just living. It's not just about shining. It's about shining in truth. Football has it, like there's the sports journalists have that thing where they can be like, oh, in 1992, Mbappé did this. In 1993, this, you know what I mean? Like, we are just in the now. I'm not sure that they're like this radio shows. Like at the time when we used to go to Nostalgie to flow on radio, bro. Like, I miss the Brice Alberts when they were on radio. I miss Olivier and Kyrie. Like, I wasn't even yet there, but when you listen to those people from home, I wish that we had those people now in this era. Like, this game could have been a little bit different. Like, they could tell you about the story of Kilamel, a lot of different people. So I believe that digital, I'm an old head, So, so sometimes it really amazes me when I see a lot of people, comparing me with some new cats because of internet. Sometimes I really, it really pains me, but that's the democratization of the internet, Whether I like it or not, there's a lot of free will, free speech. But I think that one of the reasons why, no matter what, the boy is still like standing still and firm is because I have strong roots. If I see someone like Rotal, I'll bow when I want to greet him. I will literally bow from my soul, not just bowing physically. Because bowing physically may just be fake because I want to show people around him that he's great. But I just know in my soul that this guy's, Like, I may not be your Benya Rico friend, but if you have somebody that has been, and I know that your influence in what you're doing is great, or has been great, just because I have to respect human beings, but I'll give you double respect. Because before it happened, bro, Balafon Kunta, it was great. A lot of, bro, what you talking about? So, I think the blessing I have is that I served before, And I'm still serving. Yeah, man.
Okay.